in transcendental knowledge, and that's why he is instructing Arjunji. Of course, Arjunji is also not in ignorance, but he is representing all of us, and by the influence of the superior nature of the Supreme Lord, Devi Prakriti, Arjunji is acting, or temporarily he is in the forgetful state, and he is acting as an ignorant man. So the living entities therefore are always subordinate to the Supreme Lord, as in the case of master and the servant, or the teacher and the taught. Such clear knowledge is impossible to understand under the spell of the ignorance. So such clear knowledge, Swami Srila Prabhupada is writing. To understand the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita is not so easy. Such clear knowledge is impossible to understand under the spell of ignorance. All of us, we are doing a lot of research to know the truth, but it is impossible to understand under the spell of ignorance, because each one of us, everyone in this material world, they are under the spell of ignorance. So for them it is not possible to reach the stage of spiritual knowledge or transcendental knowledge, spiritual understanding. So it is not possible under the spell of ignorance. And to drive away such ignorance, Swami Srila Prabhupada is writing, to drive away such ignorance, the Lord teaches the Bhagavad Gita for the enlightenment of all living entities for all time. To permanently dissipate ignorance once and for all. Swami Srila Prabhupada is writing for the enlightenment of all living entities for all time. So once and for all, Lord want to dissipate the ignorance and want to benefit the living entity permanently. He is speaking to drive away ignorance. The Lord teaches the Bhagavad Gita. So very mercifully, because every living entity is part and parcel of the Supreme Lord, and they are in ignorance. And Swami Srila Prabhupada, although the Supreme Lord is always Sachidananda, but still he is very compassionate, and seeing the miserable condition of the living entities of this world, out of his compassion, because every living entity is part and parcel of the Supreme Lord. So to drive away the ignorance of everyone and for the benefit of every living entity, the Lord Shri Krishna is mercifully, he is speaking the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita. Such clear knowledge is impossible to understand under the spell of ignorance, and to drive away such ignorance, the Lord teaches the Bhagavad Gita for the enlightenment of all living entities for all time. So to drive away ignorance completely, permanently, Lord is teaching this wonderful science, and he is explaining na asato vidyate bhavaha, of the non-existent there is no endurance. Asat will not endure, and Sat will not cease. Na asato vidyate bhavaha, na abhavo vidyate sataha. Of the existent there is no cessation, and of the existent there is no endurance. Satyameva hi jayate. So the truth will always endure. Sat will always endure. So very mercifully, Lord Shri Krishna is giving this knowledge of Bhagavad Gita to all of us through by making Arjunji as a nimitta, as an instrument. So by Lord is imparting or giving this wonderful transcendental knowledge or science of soul, super soul, nature to all of us, so that we can come out of ignorance permanently and come out of all confusions and bewilderment and live an eternal life full of happiness, bliss, eternal blissful life. So full of knowledge, Satchid Ananda. So Lord is giving this transcendental knowledge to all of us. So wonderful verse and wonderful purport by His Divine Grace Abhay Charna Aravind Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. So we'll take up more verses in our further sessions. So with this I would like to stop here. Jai Vishnupad Paramahansa Parivrajakacarya Shrotra Shat Shri Srimati Divine Grace Abhay Charna Aravind Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ji Ki Jai. All glories to His Divine Grace Abhay Charna Aravind Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. All glories to Bhagavad Gita, all glories to Lord Chaitanya, all glories to Holy Name. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So may Lord Shri Krishna, may Swami Srila Prabhupada, may Lord Chaitanya bless all of us. Hare Krishna.